welcome back. Well, we've more or less completed the hard geometry for the cockpit canopy. We are going to return to the cockpit interior at a later stage. For now, we're going to be concentrating on the front section, which I know is going to present us with its own set of new challenges. Now, we can extrapolate quite a bit of information from our orthographic reference material. However, as we already know, they don't present us with the whole story. So let's take a quick look at our other sources of reference. I've got some images down here. Right, that's one. Have a look. Another one down here. Now, as you can see, a lot of this we don't actually see in the orthographic views. Okay, one thing I can't really find a good image of is these cutout sections here. Now these are the machine guns back inside there, and of course the machine gun fires down along that section there. So that is a bit of a problem with that one. Let's have a look here. We don't really know how deep they go into that, what the real shape is. And again, I can't see that that detail on the orthographic reference material neither. We have our air filter intake there. We've also got some cutout sections here, and there's this part on top. I'm assuming that does have something to do with the machine guns which are housed in there. We have 12 well, there's 12 exhausts, there's 6 on each side there, so that's telling us to some extent that it is a 12 valve engine. In fact, it's a Daimler-Benz DB605 12 valve direct fuel injection. I believe we were about 1.6 HP and allowed the aircraft to achieve, I think we're just over 380 miles per hour. Anyway, bit of useless information there for you. Okay, so this is a section, the area that we've got to concentrate on. We also have to create this air intake or radiator down here, and this section there. Now I'm sure that's the light housing just inside of there, but we've also got to create these two bits here as well. Okay, let's get cracking then. And we're starting in our left viewport. We have the fuselage selected. I'm just going to press Alt X to go into transparency mode. Now, what we'll start with is this section around here. So really I need to pop into edit. We'll obtain our swift loop. No, quite happy with that section there, or am I? Yes, but what I want to do is just take this section here. We've got this part around here for the machine gun section, so I want to take this to the right and away from there to give it a little bit of workable room. So we'll just put this in there. Let's have a look as well, because I need to, while we're at it, we might as well put some in for this section down here also. So put one in about there, and we'll say one about there. Now I can see this section round here, so maybe one there and one over there. Okay, right click to end that action. Let's now pop into our top view, so that's T on the keyboard. We'll just pop across, and this is the section that we're looking at here. So let's pop down, go into polygon mode, ignore back facing, And looking at this, I want to select that one, pressing Control, select that and that. We'll just pop over could of course just used our selection key up there. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's okay. Let's now pop into our left viewport, and now Z to zoom in, and let's just pull back a little bit there. And now we have this selected, so let's pop down, and we're looking for detach. There we go. We want to detach it as a clone, and we'll call this mag cover. Now I know we've already called one mag cover, but that was incorporated into the wing, so therefore it no longer technically exists. So let's say OK on that. Now we can come back up to editable poly there. In fact, I think what we'll do is we'll hide it. So layers manager, a fuselage, there we go. Now we can see mag cover has actually been put into the fuselage layer. That's what we've been working on, you see, so put it in there, even though it is the cockpit section which has been ticked. So that's just something to remember. If it's been ticked but you've been working on something in one of these, that's where it's going to put it, and not in the active layer. Okay, let's hide the fuselage, say OK, and now we can select this and apply a turbo smooth, and I'm looking at, let's have a look, say 3 iterations, and let's now just convert that to an editable poly. I'm going to deselect that, pop up to our create panel, and we're going to select sphere. Let's start somewhere around there, pull it out a little bit, about there. Let's put it into perspective mode, so that's Alt X, and now I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees, so angle snap on, let's have our rotate, and let's just rotate that 85, 90. Say OK. Let's now convert this to an editable poly, so editable poly there. Open up root, pop into vertex, select tool, and we're going to select, let's have a look, let's say up to about there. Now that they've been selected, we're going to press delete. Up to root, W for our select and move tool, and let's just pull this down a little bit. Now we're going to select our scale tool, so that's R on the keyboard, and we're just going to pull this down a little bit to about there, and now we can pop into our top viewport. So that's T on the keyboard, and let's pull out. Now chances are this is going to be over to the right. Oh, it's the left actually. Okay, so we can now zoom in, let's go W for our select and move tool. Let's just bring this across a little bit, and let's now press R for our scale tool, and I want to scale this in about there. Into vertices, I'm going to select, just press that for a moment. Let's select these at the front up to the middle section there. Then we'll go back to our scale tool, R on the keyboard, and this time I want soft selection, Let's pop up a little bit. There it is. Use soft selection. Yeah, we'll try that. Maybe make the fall off just a little bit more to there. Now I want to pull it in a little bit. So what we're doing there is getting that shaped to that section there. Let's now grab these at the back here, maybe somewhere about there. I want the front staying the same. Let's actually, we'll take our select and move tool. Just want to pull these down to that section round about there. Let's just drag these there, pull that down to about there. Now we're going to pop into our perspective viewports. That's P. Let's go rotate this around a little bit. Where are we? Zoom out. There we go. Now let's now select the top section around here. Scale tool, which is R. I just want to scale that down a little bit. About there. Let's have a look at that. Let's go into the left viewport. Let's go Z for zoom. Let's just pull out a little bit. W for our select and move up to poly. Just want to see if we've got that profile there. That's not too bad, isn't that? Into our front viewport, Z to zoom. Let's just pull back on that a little bit. We're going to go rotate. I just want to rotate this about there. W for our select and move. Now let's just bring that down into there. P for perspective. Let's go zoom, pull back a little bit. Just want to make sure now that we've got all of this in that section there. We haven't. I can see just a little bit out there. Press undo for that. Let's select that. It's just that we're underneath there. Bring it down. How are we doing? Best way, let's select that. Alt X. I think that's got it through there. Just a little bit here, so it's like this. Bring that down so we can see it all the way through there. Great. Okay, mindful of the time, we'll call that it for this session, and I'll catch you later.